Little nigga, bitch, I do for what you got on. And now I got enough footage. My phone kept going off, so now I got enough footage. I hope I got enough space I can keep recording. Please don't cut off on me, phone, and let them do me like this and not show the world. Show the whole world. What you got on? All of these beautiful women out here looking at me all crazy. Oh, and Mark Stevens. That's who I want to address this to. Mark Stevens. He knows.
Right. I found
Mark
your name.
Stevens.
I found everything.
So,
your license stuff.
Yes, I was exerting the rights. He stated that he knows my rights, and he's still willing to violate them.
All right, so here's the deal.
We all know what's going on.
We're towing your car.
We know about the false imprisonment.
We're not towing it with you in it.
And I'm not getting out of the car. I'm not. I didn't have a DUI.
If you don't get out of the car, then you'll be arrested. Okay?
I'm asserting my rights.
Get you out of the car.
I didn't commit a crime.
Okay, but
and I didn't do anything wrong.
If you don't get out of the car, you're going to be arrested.
And he doesn't have jurisdiction over me, and I did not commit a crime. And what's your name again? Lacey? FTO Lacey.
Supervisor. I'm not an
He's the
FTO.
supervisor, Lacey. So this is Supervisor Lacey, who's violating my rights.
So we're going to tow your car
and
because DUI suspended.
I'm not DUI suspended. He has no proof of that. He has no proof of that.
Okay.
And you know, it's even the right of the citizen to travel upon the public highways and to transport his property thereon either by carriage or by automobile is not a mere privilege by which a city may prohibit or permit at will, but a common right which he has under the right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thomas versus Smith, 154 SC 579. Thompson. So he's fully aware of the rights that he's violating.
Okay, so when
he's fully aware, and I have the right to travel is the party of the liberty of which the citizen cannot be deprived without due process under the law, under the Fifth Amendment. Undoubtedly, the right of the locomotive, the right to remove from one to place another according to inclination is an attribute of personal liberty. He knows all of these things, and he's still violating my rights. He's still aware that if jurisdiction is to be successfully challenged, it must be at the commencement of the proceedings, but it can be challenged at any time to allow the trial. The accused must be properly identified in such a fashion there is no room for mistaken identity. For stop and identify issues, the statute of offense must be identified by its proper or common name. A number is insufficient. In other words, any charge must be affirmatively negate and expectations found in law, indictment, or information is defective unless every fact which is an element in a prima facie case of guilt is stated. The assumption of the element is not lawful. Otherwise, the accused will not be thoroughly informed, and is the judge's job to assure that justice is accomplished. Corpus delicti, the Latin phrase which literally means body of crime. Everyone, in law, it is the principle that there must be evidence that a crime actually occurred before someone can be convicted of a crime. The issue of a corpus delicti comes up where there is a confession to a crime. If someone confesses to a crime, that person can simply be arrested and charged for that crime. The police must first determine whether the crime actually occurred. You must think this is a strange scenario, but people falsely confess all the time. Most states have a rule that a defendant's confession standing alone is not enough to prove him or her guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. In fact, the defendant's statement may not be even admissible in court until the prosecution has first presented some other evidence that the crime occurred. This is called corroborating evidence. An example, let's just say someone walks into the police station and confesses that he killed a prostitute 10 years ago. Based on the person's description of the crime, exactly when, where, and how it occurred, the police would have to check old reports. They would check if there were any prostitutes killed in the time, place, manner described. Or if the body was never found, the police would have to go look through missing persons reports from that time and place. The confessing person may need to lead the police to where the body was hidden and dumped or otherwise disposed of. Although it is sometimes possible to convict someone of murder with no dead body, as discussed in prior posts, in a case like this, a body would almost certainly be needed. So no corpus electi. Thus, any type of detainment or confinement to a person or restriction of deprivation of liberty or freedom of locomotive where he is compelled to remain where he does not wish to remain, or to go where he does not wish to go, is an imprisonment. The only question thereafter is whether or not the imprisonment is false. False, everyone. The word false comes from the common law and is synonymous with the unlawful. A false arrest is one means of committing a false imprisonment. In describing false imprisonment as being the unlawful restraint of the liberty of the citizen or the primary right of the freedom of the locomotion, the Supreme Law of the land of Idaho also stated imprisonment is any restraint of the personal liberty of another and prevention of his movements from place to place, me right now from this place to work, or his free action according to his own pleasure, me right now going to work. If it is false imprisonment when this is done without lawful authority. In reviewing several textbook definitions of false imprisonment, the Supreme Court of North Carolina, the supreme law of the land, stated false imprisonment is the unlawful and total restraint of the liberty of the person. The imprisonment is false in the sense of being unlawful. The right violated by this tort is freedom of locomotion. It belongs historically to the class of rights known as simple or primary rights. The theory of the law is that one interferes with the freedom of locomotion of another at his own peril. I mean, they walked away, but they can hear me. So, you know what I mean? And I'm recording, and I'm not doing anything, and there's people looking at me, and they're wondering what's going on, and why am I being harassed? But, you know, no one's going to stand up, but I will definitely stand up. Everyone knows my name. I'm Juan Anthony Garvin, and we'll keep going. A rather complete description of what does and does not constitute false imprisonment was given by the Supreme Court of Kansas and follows. This is the supreme law of the land, and they're aware of this. The false imprisonment is necessarily a wrongful interface with the personal liberty of an individual. The wrong may be committed by words alone. The wrong may be committed by words alone, or by acts alone, or by both, and by merely operating on the will of the individual, or by personal violence, or both. This is what the supreme law of the land states. This is the law that they uphold. But for some strange reason, they're deciding to go against their oath and violate my rights. And he's aware of this. And we have it on camera. This is blasphemy. This is blasphemy. Oh my. False imprisonment consists of any type of unlawful restraint or interface with the personal liberty of the individual. This is blasphemy, everyone. Blackstone, in his commentaries on the law, states on this matter, every confinement of the person is an imprisonment. Every confinement of the person is an imprisonment. Why can't I go and pull these police officers over for imprisoning me now? Because it's illegal. That constitutes a false imprisonment. So if it's not legal for me to do to them, why are these citizens allowed to do it to me? Because they have badges? No, that's not what the supreme law of the land states, everyone. But it's not like, you know, I'm afraid. I'm just asserting the right way to go about things. And I'm just really, go ahead. And this is the officer that I'm having the confrontation with. Now he's changed. Oh, okay. I'm not arguing with him. I'm not arguing with him. We're not having a confrontation because we are both citizens. Everyone, I'm informing him of the actual rights that I have. He's not a bad guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not hostile. I'm just asserting my rights, and I'm not aware. And my whole thing is I'm on my way to work. I'm going to be late. I just got hired yesterday, so this sucks, guys.
You're good. They know you're going to be a little late.
So yeah, you guys see what's going on. He called my work
to let them know you're going to be a little late. I thought I'd do you a favor since it's your second day.
Thank you.
Anyway, now that I listen.
What's your name again?
Listen to me for 1 second.
What's your name again?
You have it on your recording. It's Officer Lacey.
Officer Lacey.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you. And this is just the facts. This doesn't have anything to do with that.
This is the facts, everyone, because he makes the laws. Do you make the laws or do you enforce the laws?
I enforce. I do
he
not
enforces
make
the laws, so he doesn't make the laws. Okay. He states that I have a license. He's stating that I'm in. I'm sorry. He's stating that I'm in contract with the state, which I am not. I don't have a license. He doesn't have. He doesn't have proof that I have a license. Do you have proof of this?
Your registration.
Do you have proof?
Hang on. Let me go all the way through, then you can ask me questions.
Okay.
DUI suspended. Your registration is canceled for insurance. Okay, it's called an F-stop. You don't have insurance on the vehicle. Your inspection's been out since 2012. Okay? With all three of them, we're going to tow your car.
So even the legislature, are you the legislature?
Hang on.
Has no power to deny a citizen of the right to travel. So he does not have the.
They make law.
He does not have the power to deny me the right of travel, the right of the citizen to travel upon the public highways and to transport his property, either by carriage or by automobile. He doesn't have the right. So he understands this, guys, and he's still going to violate my rights. So you know, when we do go to the Supreme Court, the law of the land, and we do go to remedy this, we understand that our officers, our citizens of patrol are aware of the rights that they're violating of the citizens. Yes, sir.
We're going to let you get your stuff.
I am not getting out of the car.
Okay, well, here's what's going to happen. Okay? Your car's getting towed.
I did not commit a crime, and I am not committing a car.
You in it.
You listen. So at the end of the day, you can kidnap me if you want. You can kidnap me. This is false imprisonment, sir. This is false imprisonment.
Okay.
And you know that. This is false imprisonment.
You are not under arrest.
Listen, false imprisonment consists of any type of unlawful restraint. Any type of unlawful restraint. Listen, actual seizure of laying on the hands is not necessary.
I'm not taking it.
Actual seizure is not necessary. Laying on the hands is not necessary to constitute as unlawful detention.
Okay, hang on.
It's not necessary. So that means just by them stopping me, just by him flashing the light, stating that there was an emergency, and there's no emergency. He's going against his oath. Why is this happening? But he's stating his issue. And we're listening to the officer.
I just said, open the door yourself.
No, I'm not opening the door. I did not commit a crime, officer. I did not do anything wrong.
Well, you're going to be arrested, just so you know.
I'm going to be arrested for not committing a crime.
You're absolutely going to be arrested.
We hear what you're saying.
Grab the Big Easy so you can get in that side door. His options are walk to work or get arrested.
They think I'm going to walk 4 or 5 miles to work.
I'll call your work again. Have somebody come get you.
What? That's absurd.
Why?
That's absurd. Then how am I going to get home? Then how am I going to get back to work and forth every day?
Listen, we're not trying to arrest you, okay? We're just not letting you drive the car.
At the end of the day, it's my carriage. I don't need a license to drive. You just stated that you understand that.
No, I did not state that.
Look, I just read it in case number 1. Even the legislature has no power to deny the citizen the right to travel. This is the supreme law of the land, regulated here by traffic safety enforcement. Stoplight sign is not a privilege that requires permission. Licensing, mandatory insurance, vehicle registration. It's not permitted. Look, privilege that requires permission.